Maverick hasn't been cleared for landing just yet. With confirmation of a third Top Gun movie in the works, here's why it should probably be the last. 1986 was a time when action-packed, patriotic films resonated deeply with audiences in the US and became fun, explosive escapes for other countries. The Cold War era fostered a sense of national pride, and movies that showcased military prowess were both timely and appealing. The film's portrayal of elite fighter pilots, combined with groundbreaking aerial cinematography, offered an escapist thrill that aligned with the storytelling desires of 1980s moviegoers. Skip forward to the present, and the cinematic landscape has transformed dramatically. Audiences today seek more nuanced storytelling, character development, and narratives that reflect the complexities of modern society. While Top Gun Maverick managed to bridge the gap between nostalgia and contemporary filmmaking, there's a risk that a third installment might struggle to resonate in the same way. The appetite for straightforward action flicks has waned, with viewers gravitating toward films that challenge conventions and offer deeper insights. In the 80s, films like Top Gun glorified military life, aligning with the era's geopolitical climate and the sense of power and abundance that was coming out of the US. However, contemporary audiences have become more critical of such portrayals. There's a growing awareness of the complexities and consequences of military actions, leading to a demand for more balanced and realistic representations in media. Film critics and news reporters in general have questioned the appropriateness of Top Gun's militaristic glorification in today's world, suggesting that, with the current global climate as it is, Hollywood might want to press pause on the extravagance of military-themed action movies. This perspective indicates a shift in public sentiment, where overt glorification of military force without critical examination may no longer be palatable. Continuing the franchise without addressing these evolving viewpoints risks alienating a segment of the audience that seeks more thoughtful content. Nostalgia is a powerful tool in filmmaking. It can bring audiences back to the movie theaters and introduce new viewers to classics, but it can also be a double-edged sword. Top Gun Maverick managed to leverage its nostalgia effectively by bringing back beloved characters and keeping with its familiar themes while also introducing fresh faces and storylines. However, continuing a story that began nearly 4 decades ago raises questions about narrative necessity. Even before Maverick came out, many were questioning why it was made. Fortunately, Top Gun followers came out in droves to support, and many long-standing fans loved the sequel. However, a lot of viewers believe that Maverick provided a fitting conclusion to the Top Gun story arc. Both fans and critics alike have felt that there is no need to stretch to another film, commenting that we should be at the end of Maverick's story. Considering that Cruise's character had reconciled with his past and achieved closure, it's hard to disagree. Maverick's arc in Top Gun Maverick is at its core about redemption and legacy. He finds peace with his past, particularly in his relationship with Rooster, the son of his late best friend Goose. And by the end of the film, Maverick has not only proven he is still one of the best pilots, but has also embraced his role as a mentor, effectively passing the torch. His story is complete. There is no more emotional ground to cover without rehashing old themes or manufacturing unnecessary conflict. With this opinion voiced throughout the fandom, it raises a broader concern that pushing the narrative further is going to dilute the impact of the previous movies and seem like a studio cash grab driven by nostalgia rather than storytelling merit. Extending a franchise carries inherent risks, chief among them being the dilution of the original's essence. The longer a series continues, the harder it becomes to maintain the quality and originality that made it successful. There's a danger that Top Gun 3 could fall into formulaic storytelling, relying heavily on recycled plots and character tropes, and trying to extend Maverick's arc in a third Top Gun movie would risk undoing the perfect send-off he received. One of the biggest challenges with making Top Gun 3 is the dilemma whether or not to shift away from Maverick, and if this is possible while keeping the film recognizable as a Top Gun movie. If the franchise attempts to replace Maverick with a new protagonist, it risks losing what made the first 2 films so special.
Is that a risk you're willing to take?
Maverick's reckless charm, his personal struggles, and his deep ties to the past are what ground the 2 movies. Without him, the emotional weight of the story is gone. While characters like Rooster were well received, they are not strong enough on their own to carry the franchise forward. Audiences came to see Maverick's story, not just another group of hotshot pilots learning how to fly. Without Maverick as the central emotional anchor, any continuation of the franchise would feel hollow and directionless.
What is my purpose?
Pass the butter.
However, there is also the the other challenge of being too reliant on old characters. If Top Gun 3 insists on constantly referencing Maverick and other original characters to maintain its identity, it risks becoming a desperate nostalgia fest. Excessive name drops, flashbacks, or forced cameos could weaken the movie's authenticity, making it feel like a hollow echo of the past rather than a natural continuation. We've seen this happen with other franchises that over-rely on legacy characters, turning what should be organic storytelling into a checklist of references designed to please fans rather than serve the plot. Without Maverick or Iceman as core figures, the film wouldn't really be Top Gun anymore, but by forcing them into the narrative, it becomes a redundant retread of past successes. Moreover, the cinematic landscape is saturated with franchises that have overstayed their welcome, leading to franchise fatigue among audiences, even if there hasn't been a 36-year gap between movies. To avoid this, it's crucial to recognize when a story has naturally concluded and resist the temptation to extend it unnecessarily. The Top Gun franchise has undeniably left an indelible mark on cinematic history. From its iconic inception in 1986 to its successful return with Top Gun Maverick in 2022, audiences have loved Tom Cruise's high-octane aerial sequences and his charismatic presence in the role of Pete Maverick Mitchell. However, with the discussions of the third installment continuing, it's imperative to consider whether extending the franchise is in its best interest. Is it a necessary franchise to continue, or does the studio risk sullying a story that has been beloved for almost 40 years?
No matter what happens, I'll always be with you.
While the Top Gun series has enjoyed monumental success, it's essential to recognize the changing dynamics of cinema and audience preferences. Extending the franchise without a compelling narrative purpose risks turning its legacy into a joke. With that in mind, Top Gun 3 should not exist to set up another sequel. It should exist to say goodbye. By making Top Gun 3 the last of the series, the franchise can bow out gracefully, leaving an enduring impact on the hearts of fans in film history. What do you think? Should Top Gun end with a third installment, or is there more story to be told? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching Screen Rant. Be sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date with all your favorite action movie news.